So this is a story I wrote quite some time ago, and I chose to read it because parts of it are Aberystwyth, so... Anyway, Letters to Neil. 6th January 1990. Dear Neil, well, I suppose you must be wondering who is writing to you from Aberystwyth. Unless, of course, you've already turned the letter over to see what name is at its end, in which case all of this is meaningless. So I'll say quickly now that it's Anne. Remember me? I used to work in the Farmer's Arms when you used to come for the poetry readings. I was the friend of Jenny's with the red hair. Me, that is, not Jenny. She was Neville's girlfriend and they lived in Talifont. Anyway, I bumped into a mutual friend recently and he gave me your address. I might be moving up to London myself soon, so I thought I'd drop you a line. Alex also said to say hi, and he's back at the farmhouse if you want to get in touch. Hope to hear from you soon, Anne. 15th January 1990. Hello again, Neil. I thought I'd just drop you this postcard as I forgot to mention that Alex said to tell you he's having a party on Feb 10th and that there's plenty of room if you want to stay the night, so long as you bring a sleeping bag. Bye, Anne. P.S. I hope you like this card. I always remember the night when you were talking about Dylan Thomas. Do you still like his poetry? 1st February 1990. Hi Neil, Alex said he got your letter and that you said to say hello to me. He also said you sounded pretty busy, what with your poetry and the job at the Arts Centre, not to mention the film script. Wow, life sounds really exciting in London. Can't wait to get up there myself. Aberystwyth is okay, though there's not much going on here really. I'm still working as a barmaid, so that gives me lots of material for my stories, though they're not very good. Not a patch on yours, I'm sure. I'd love to read some of your stuff. Maybe when you get a chance you could send me some. It's just started to rain here, and from the window I can see the cows waiting, all huddled together at the gate, ready for milking. Maybe I should try writing poetry. Just looking at that scene makes me feel full of life's simple beauty. With fond regards, Anne. Kiss, kiss. 3rd Feb, 1990. Dear Neil, just a quick note to say that if you wanted to come for Alex's party, but didn't fancy staying at the farmhouse, you could always stay here. We're a bit more civilised here, plus there's a spare bed, and of course one of us will be driving back after the party. So, see you on the 10th, I hope. Anne. Kiss, kiss. By the way, if you want me to meet you at the station or anything, you can ring the pub and leave a message. 10th Feb, 1990. Dear Neil, what a shame you missed the party. Alex said you had to work on a magazine or something. That's really tough having to work weekends. Still, you didn't miss much. The party was going fine until some of the rugby boys from the university turned up and started singing and chanting loud enough to drown the music. We left early, mainly because Gretchen and Liz felt really uncomfortable in the face of so much male arrogance. They're gay, by the way, which was lucky as the police turned up shortly after and a few people got busted, at least that's what I heard. Well, just because you missed the party, you mustn't think that there still isn't the offer of a place to stay. The cottage we've got is in a nice quiet little valley near Llanilla, very near the river. It's a beautiful spot and very inspiring, so if you want somewhere to get away from it all and write, you'd be very welcome. There's 5 of us here, Gretchen, Liz, Pete, Sue and me of course. But there's always room in the living room and a spare mattress. You could use my room in the evenings if you need somewhere private to write. Love, Anne. Kiss, kiss, kiss. 28th February 1990. Dear Neil, it was wonderful to get your card. I was beginning to feel like a bit of a nuisance. I really like the picture on the front. Is the South Bank Centre where you work? Gosh, it's brilliant that you're off to India in a few days. Send me a postcard, won't you? You're so lucky to be able to travel alone. It's really dangerous for a woman to do that. You know, difficult. I do envy you, I really do. Maybe if I saved enough money, I could join you there. That would be really cool, wouldn't it? It's a shame you don't have an address in India, or that you won't know how long you'll be there, or when you'll be getting back. I'd hate to lose touch again. I'll probably be at the same address for some time, so don't hesitate to get in touch. Even if you're dusty-footed and broken, you'll return. I could easily put you up or feed you or whatever. So, have a wonderful trip. I'll think of you. With love, Anne. Kiss, kiss, kiss. 16 September 1990. Dear Neil, the most amazing thing happened the other day, which is why I'm writing. I was flicking through a magazine and I found a poem by you. The funny thing was, I was in the bookshop not thinking about much, just browsing, you know, when for some reason I thought about you. I sort of had this vision of you in a dusty landscape, wearing Indian costume and writing in a little notebook, when before I knew it I was turning the page in this magazine and there was your name. Some coincidence, isn't it? So I had to write, you know, to say hello and also to give you my new address. Things turned nasty at the cottage, and as the lease was in Pete and Sue's names, and they wanted it to themselves, I had to move out. But that's in the past now, and I've got myself a little bedsit in town, just until I find another cottage. We writers need to be close to nature, don't we? If you fancy coming to visit, you could always sleep on the floor, or maybe Alex would put you up, though I'm not sure if he's still around. I haven't heard from him for ages. Love, Anne. P.S. I thought your poem was wonderful. You really are talented. I wish I could say more, but it's really hard to describe such beautiful words. 1st October 1990. Dear Mr. Evans, I'm very sorry to have wasted your time, as you so rudely put it. I was not trying to pretend I knew you or ingratiate myself, and I'm certainly not a poetry groupie. I was under the impression that you were a good friend of mine with whom I'd lost touch. Of course, looking at the poem again, I can see you don't have half the talent he has in just his little finger. Please do not, under any circumstances, write to me again, especially not on a postcard. I have never been so humiliated in my life. Ms. Moore. P.S. I'm really not interested in whether or not you've been to India, and I'm not interested in naturism either. You deliberately misunderstood what I meant about being close to nature. I think you are nothing but a dirty-minded, talentless and corrupt old man. 28th October 1990. Dear Pete and Sue, I thought it was high time we all got in touch again. I feel in some ways that maybe it should have been you two who would approach me. But as that obviously isn't going to happen, I suppose it's up to me. I feel very sad that things had to end the way they did. And I think we all said and did things that we now regret. I know I do. Let's meet somewhere for a drink. It would be nice to be friends again. I enclose a cheque to pay for the damage to Pete's car. Though I still maintain it was an accident. I just don't know how those bricks got on my window ledge. And I do think he did park far too close to the house. And I had said that before. Anyway, I hope you're both well and happy. And I'll see you very soon. Oh, yes, before I forget, there isn't any post for me at the cottage, is there? It's just that a friend of mine is in the Far East and he did promise to write. If there is, is anything, I'd appreciate it if you could drop it in, or maybe give it to me in person if we meet up for a drink. With love and regret, Anne. 28th October 1990. Dear Sir, enclosed are two of my poems, which I hope you will consider for submission to your wonderful magazine. The first, Triangular Vortex of the Soul in Torment, is based on a walk through the woods and was, I admit, inspired by Dylan Thomas, though I think I have now found a style that is entirely my own. The second is perhaps a more simple work. In it I draw on my everyday experiences as a barmaid to show life's utterly futile, fruitless fripperies in the face of war, etc., etc. It would mean so much to me if you would publish these, because sometimes I feel that poetry is all I live and breathe for. My favourite poets are Dylan Thomas, Leonard Cohen and Neil Michael Evans. I place my fate in your hands. Anne V. Moore. P.S. If you wish to publish them but cannot afford to pay me straight away, then I don't mind waiting a day or two. P.P.S. I am not enclosing a stamped SAE, as I will be calling into your office next week to see what you think. 28th October 1990. Hi Alex. I thought I'd just drop you a letter to say hi, as I haven't seen you for so long. I've moved out of the cottage now, as I felt I needed some time alone to write. Pete and Sue really wanted me to stay, but I think there are times when it's important to have one's private space. For myself, personally, I feel like I'm finding some direction in my life at last and hope to travel soon. I've always been drawn to the Far East and suspect that it may be my spiritual home. I'll probably be getting some poems published soon, so I'll send you copies of the magazine when that happens. In the meantime, if you're ever passing, do drop in. We can have a chat about old times. With love and serendipity, Anne. Kiss, 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 kiss. P.S. Heard anything from Neil at all? 8th October 1990. Dear Sue, I really don't know what to say. I've done my best to be fair to you and Pete, despite the fact that you threw me out without even caring if I had a roof over my head or not. I tried to put that in the past, and I think it was noble of me to make the gesture of goodwill in paying something towards the windscreen. I don't think that I should have to pay the whole cost, and I knew nothing about the damaged paintwork. I suspect Pete did that himself when he drank. He always did drink too much. I don't think it's fair either that you expect me to pay the last 3 months' rent when you know it cost me a fortune to hire a van in order to move, plus I had to pay 2 weeks in rent in advance on this place. I can barely survive on what I earn, and it breaks my heart that you can turn your backs on friendship. Here's what C.S. Lewis had to say. He is a writer, but I doubt if you've heard of him. Friendship is unnecessary, like philosophy, like art. It has no survival value. Rather, it is one of these things that gives value to survival. Goodbye forever, Anne. 14th December, 1990. Dear Alex, thanks for the invite to the party. I didn't really... Oh, sorry. Yes, no, it's okay. I was forgetting then, bit of a character switch. 14th December 1990. Dear Alex, thanks for your invite to the party. I didn't realise you were living in Lampeter now. You should have let me know. I'm going to come to the party, though would it be all right if I stayed the night, as I don't have any transport? I thought I'd come down on the bus and bring a sleeping bag with me. Hope that's okay. I don't mind where I'll sleep. On the floor in your room or wherever would do me fine. See you, Annie. 30th December 1990. Hi, Alex. Great party. It was a fine feeling to be back amongst the green grass of home, though I think right now I could only take it in small doses. India was superb. You ought to get off that fat English arse of yours and get down there among the people, eh? Being back in Old Smoky and living the high life is just what I need right now. I'm being wined and dined by the film company. I do believe that they think I've got real talent, though I am trying to keep myself grounded, honest. Hope you make it up to London before the mice eat all your underwear. Neil. By the way, who the hell is that Anne woman at your party? She's not the one who keeps writing to me, is she? Whatever you do, please don't give her my address. The last thing I'd want is her turning up at my door, especially if Melanie is in. 6th January 1991. Dear Neil. Well, I suppose you must be wondering who is writing to you from Aberystwyth. Unless, of course, you've already looked to see whose name is at the end. I'll save you the trouble, it's Anne. We last met at Alex's party, remember? I was the girl in the Leonard Cohen t-shirt, the one who used to work in the Farmer's Arms. It's great how we haven't lost touch, isn't it? I'm coming up to London soon, so I'll drop round. With fond memories, Anne, XXXX. P.S. I'm sure you will be glad to have someone to talk to who really understands poetry and life and India, etc., etc. To tell the truth, I think that fate is just pushing us together over and over. It's a strange world we live in, isn't it?